Welcome to Ramnathim Ganit Shala. In today's session, we are going to explore HCF and LCM, how to calculate and what they mean. Now, in your school, you would have already studied what is HCF and LCM and how to calculate those. So, this is going to be a quick revision on all the different methods that we can use to find the HCF and LCM. Okay, good. So, let's start with what is HCF. HCF stands for highest common factor. Any other name that you can think of for HCF? It is also known as greatest common divisor. Okay. So, HCF is also known as GCD. Okay. So, both are same. Either they will ask you to find HCF or GCD. In that case, you have to do the same thing. Alright. So, now the very first method that comes to mind is the common factor method. Okay. In the common factor method, what you do is you find out factors for the numbers. Okay. Then you will identify, okay, there are some common factors in both, and you would select the factor which is the highest. So, okay, let's take an example. Okay. So, let's find out the HCF of 12 and 20 using the common factor method. Okay. So, I write factors of, by the way, what are factors we have already studied in chapter 2. The link is in the description. Please go and refer to the video where we talk about chapter 2. Okay, we have covered this already. So, factors of 12 are 1 into 12 is 12. Okay, 2 into 6 is 12 and 3 into 4. So, the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. We have 6 factors. Okay. Similarly, factors of 20 are 1 into 20 is 20, 2 into 10 is 20, 4 into 5 is 20, correct? Is there anything else that we can think of? I guess that's it. Okay. So, now factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 and 20. Now, there may be many common factors, okay, but we want to find out the factor which is the highest, as the name suggests, highest common factor. Alright. So, HCF in this case would be what? Can I say 12? Can I say 4? I beg your pardon. Can I say 4? So, 1 is common to both, 2 is common to both, 4 is common to both, alright. 5 is not there, 10 is not there here, 20 is not there, 6 is not here. So, can I say 4 is the highest of the common factors of the two? So, HCF is 4. Now, this is the common factor method. It would work for even if there are 3 numbers, even if there are 4 numbers, it would work even in case find the HCF of 12, 20 and maybe 30, it would work. The only thing is you will have to list down all the factors. Okay. Now, if I say find the HCF of 1000, 2000 and maybe let us say 700, it becomes very difficult to list down all the factors, alright. So, that is the only disadvantage I see for the common factor method. Now, let us move on to the next method. Okay, students, I guess you have got this correctly. So, note it down. We move on to the second method to find the HCF. Alright. The second method to find the HCF is the prime factor method. Okay. So how do we do it? Let's figure it out. Okay. So let's say second method is prime factor method. Using the prime factor method, let's find the GCD or HCF of 18 and 30. All right. So what I am going to do is I am going to divide 18 with only prime factors. Okay. What do you mean by prime factors? Factors which are prime numbers. Okay. So in this case, I can divide with 2 because 2 divides 18 and 2 is also a prime number. Okay, gives me 9. I divide with 3. 3 is a prime number and divides 9. Then 3, when I divide 9 by 3, I get 3. 3 is a 1. Okay, so 18 is how I divide it. Let's do the same thing for 30. 30. Can I divide with 2? Yes, I get 15. Can I divide with 2 again? 15 is not divisible by 2, correct? So I have to go to the next, maybe 3. 3 divides. I get 5. 5 ones are 5. Great. So 18 I can write as 2 into 3 into 3. 2 into 3 is 6. 6 into 3 18, which is correct. 30 I can write as 2 into 3 into 5. 2 3s are 6. 6 5s are 30. Okay. So in order to find out the HCF, right, using the prime factor method, now all these are prime factors. Okay, I will take those factors which are common to both. 2 is here, 2 is here. So I select 2, 3 is here, 3 is here. There is one 3 here, but there is no 3 here. So I cannot take. Similarly, there is one 5 here, but there is no 5 here. So I will not take. So I select only these two and the HCF is 6. Correct. So 6 is the HCF of 18 and 30. Now this is the prime factor method. Using this method, you can find out the HCF of any numbers. For example, 18, 30, you can have 3 more numbers. You do the same thing. Find out what are the factors common to all those. Write it down and you get the HCF. Okay, sounds good. So this was the second method. Okay. So let's find out what the third method would be. Do you remember, children? Anything that rings a bell? Okay, let me do it. So third method to find the HCF is the common division method. Alright, so using the common division method, let's find the HCF of 18, 30 and 36. Okay, good. In this case, if you are trying to find out the HCF, you write all these 3 numbers together. Okay, and let's find out which number divides all 3. Okay, so in this case we know that 2 will divide everybody. Okay, so 2 9s are 18, 2 15s are and 2 18s are. All right, now 18 is divisible by 2 but not 15 and 9, so will not consider 2. Okay, so now let's move on to 3. 3 divides all 3 of them, so 3 3s are 9, 3 5s are 15 and 3 6 are 18. Now is there any number which divides all 3 of them? No, you have nothing which divides all 3 of them, right? 3 divides this guy but not this guy, no use. 5 divides this guy but not the other 2, right? 2 divides 6 but not the other 2. So there is no single number which divides all 3. So we stop here, and HCF of 2 and 3 is nothing, sorry, I beg your pardon, of 18, 30 and 36 is 2 into 3 is equal to 6. So that was pretty simple, right? So this is the common division method. All right. Now let's explore the fourth one. Okay. It's called the Euclid's division method. Okay, so using the Euclid's division method, let's find out the HCF of 18 and 30, right? So what is this method about is you actually divide the bigger number by the smaller number. So this is the dividend, this is the divisor. Okay, find out the quotient. So 18 ones are 18, you get 12. Okay, now continue this. Now this would come here again. This becomes the new dividend. Okay, and remainder becomes the new divisor. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Okay, 12 ones are 12, you get 6. This guy comes here. As long as there is a remainder, we would continue playing this game. Okay, 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12, and it is over. So which is the HCF? The last divisor becomes the HCF. Now that is the Euclid's division algorithm. You got the point, right? Spend a minute or two thinking about it. You can pause the video now. Think about it, what exactly happened here. Okay, great. So now you may think, okay, for two numbers I understood. What would happen if there are three numbers? A very valid point, and we will explore that, right? Let's explore that. What would happen? So let's find out the HCF of 70, 100 and 115 using the Euclid's division method, right? Let's take the first two numbers and do the division like we did in the previous example. 70 ones are 70, so I have 30. I bring this guy here. Okay, 32s are 60. I get 10. I bring this guy here. Okay, so this is 3. So now this is the HCF. If there were only two numbers, 70 and 100, 10 would have been the HCF of 70 and 100. Good. But now we have one more number, which is 115. So we continue this process further. Okay, all right. So let's do it further. I take the same thing, 10, whatever this was supposed to be the HCF. If there were only two numbers, I continue this and I take the third one here. 10 ones are 10. Okay, 1 5, 10 ones are 10, correct? 5 is the remainder. I bring this guy here. 5 twos are 10, and we are done. So this becomes the HCF is 5, right? Go ahead, verify whether HCF of 5, HCF is equal to 5 is the right answer with the other method that we studied, the other earlier three methods. You can go ahead and verify that. By the way, there was one question. The question is, sir, if in the exam we are asked to find out the HCF of two numbers or three numbers, would the HCF be the same if I use any of the four methods that you taught? The answer is absolutely yes. The answer in all the four methods should be same. In only one case, you will get different answers in different methods, and that one case is when you have made a mistake. Okay, so as long as you have not made a mistake, the answer in all the four methods should be the same, which is the correct answer. Okay, all right. So this is fine. And if there were one more, if there was one more number, let's say 200 or something, then 5, 200, and then this would have continued further. Okay, and if it is if the fourth number was 200, Definitely 5 divides 200, so HCF would have remained 5 only. But as you can see, as the numbers increase, the amount of time to calculate would also increase. You have to take one after another. All right. So that was the fourth method, right? So we learned how to calculate HCF using 4 different methods. Good. So let's see how to calculate the LCM. Okay. All right. So first of all, what does LCM stand for? Okay. LCM stands for least common multiple. Great. Okay, I guess you already knew this, right? Now let's find out the LCM using the first method that probably you would have learned, that is called as the common multiple method. Just like we had the common factor method for HCF, for LCM we have the common multiple method. So common multiple method. Okay, let's find out the LCM of 18 and 24 using the common multiple method. So I list down multiples of 18 are, 18 is multiple of itself. So you have to jump in steps of 18. So 18, second jump would be 36. Okay. Third would be 54 and fourth would be 72, right? And then this goes on, okay, 90 and maybe 108 and so on and so forth. Okay, let's write down multiples of 24. 24 is 1, 48 is next, 72 is next, and 96, I guess. Yeah, continue. Now you have to find out a common multiple of both these numbers, which is the least. Okay, if you see, they both kind of meet here, 72. It's a common multiple of both the numbers and it is a least, beyond which they will meet multiple times, right? And it is infinite times they would meet. But we want to find out where they meet first. This is where they meet first and is the least multiple. Okay, so LCM becomes 72. Great. But as you can see, finding out LCM using this method for large numbers is going to be very laborious. Okay, so this is, just remember this, for small numbers, yes, this is a great way of finding the LCM. Let's move on to the next method, which is the prime factor method. Okay, so using the prime factor method, second method, okay, let's find out the LCM of 16, 20 and 24. Okay, so just what we did for HCF, we do the same thing. Okay, 16, 2s are 8, okay, 2s are 4, 2s are 2, 2 2s are 1, done. Okay, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, done. Great. Same thing we do it for 20, 2s are 10, 2s are 5, 5, 1, correct. So I divide 20 by 2, I get 10, I divide 10 by 2, I get 5. So this is the way I come down to 1 eventually. So 5 2s are 10, 10 2s are 20, great. Same thing for 24, 2s are 12, 2s are 6, 2s are 3, 3 3s are 1, done. Okay, so now 16 is nothing but 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 20 is nothing but 2 into 2 into 5. And 24 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Now in order to find the LCM, remember in the case of HCF we found out those prime factors which are common to all. Okay, here we are going to try something different. So I see that there are 2 is a factor of sum, 3 is a factor of sum, and 5 is a factor of sum, right? So I am going to find out where 2 is their maximum number of times. Here 2 is there 3 times, 2 times, 3 times. So 3 times is the maximum. So I'll write 2 3 times. I'm sorry, I think I made a mistake. So here we have 2 4 times. So in that case, this is where I would consider 2 4 times, correct? Now let's look at 3. 3 I have 1 time here, none and none. So I'll take 1 time. Similarly 5 is there 1 time here, none, none. So I'll take 1 time. Have I missed any other prime factor? I guess no. 2 I have considered, 3 I have considered, 5 I have considered. So let's multiply. 2 is a 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 5 is a 80, 83 is a 240. So as per my calculation, LCM of 16, 20 and 24 is 240. Okay, great. So this was the second method, which is the prime factor method. You can find the HCF and you can find the LCM also using this. Okay, let's look at the third method we have. The third method is the common division method. Okay, let's find out the LCM of 16, 20, 24. The same 3 numbers which we considered in the earlier example. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so in the common division method in the HCF we wrote them together, right? So let's write them together and let's divide them with one common term which divides all of them. So 2 8s are, 2 10s are and 2 12s are. Okay, let's divide again. 2 4s are, 2 5s are, 2 6s are, right? If I divide 8 by 2, I get 4. 10 if I divide by 2. Great. Now, in HCF probably we would have stopped here, right? But in the case of LCM, we continue further. Okay. Now, you can see that 2 divides 4 and 6 but not 5. We'll continue with that. Okay. So 2 2s are 4. 5 I don't divide, I just leave it as it is, and 3. Is that right? Great. Now, none of them can be divided further. Okay. Earlier at least 2 of them could be divided by 2, so I took that. But now there is nothing which. So LCM becomes 2 into 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2 into this remaining. Okay, 2 into 2 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 5s are 80, 80 into 3 240. Same answer that we got in the previous method. So whether it is HCF or whether it is LCM, okay, whatever method you employ, if you are doing it correctly, the answer is going to be the same using any of the method. Okay, all right. So this was the third method that we did. Right. So, and this is also the last method, okay, for LCM. All right. Now, also you would have learned, right, that there are some questions that come in the exam. They say, okay, there are 2 numbers. One number is, let's say, okay, let the first number be 18, okay, and the second number 24, okay, right. So HCF of 18 and 24, okay, is what? So 18 I can write as 2 into just a prime factorization method. So I am not going to divide it and show, but this is the way you do it, right? 2 into 3, 6, 6 3 is 18. 24 is nothing but 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, is that right? 4 4 is 8, 24, correct, no? Okay. So HCF becomes, okay, I am going to look at the prime factors. So I have 2 and 3. Where 2 is minimum? Here 2 is minimum, one time only. So I take 2 here, okay, and 3 is minimum here. So HCF is 2 into 3, that is 6. LCM, I'll say where 2 is maximum, it is here, 2 into 2 into 2, and where 3 is maximum, it is 3 into 3, 2 times, so I take 3, right? So 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 24 and 72, okay. So when you have two numbers, right, the result is n1 into n2, 18 into 24, okay, is equal to HCF of these two numbers into LCM, okay. So this is the result. Let's verify whether that is correct, okay. So HCF into LCM is equal to 6 into 72. Is that right? That is correct, right? So can I write 6 into 3 into 24? I just split this up into 3 into 24. Okay, good. So I write 6 into 3, 18. I can write, right? Which is nothing but n1 into n2. So when you have two numbers, okay, if you multiply them, whatever result you get, you will also get by multiplying the HCF and the LCM of that number. Now how is that useful? Many a times in the exam they tell you that there is one number 18 and HCF of, and there is another number which we do not know, okay. HCF of these two numbers is 6 and LCM is 72. Find the other number. So using this formula you should be able to find the second number, okay. I hope you got this right. So you multiply HCF and LCM, okay, that should be equal to the first number into second number. You know the first number, so you divide this by the first number and you will get the second number, okay. So that was one thing, okay. So now to our final portion on what HCF and LCM means, right. We started this by finding the HCF and LCM of 12 and 20, okay. So now imagine you are standing on a number line. I hope everybody knows what a number line is, okay. Now this is 0, this is minus 1, minus 2, and this is 1, 2, dot dot dot, it goes on, right. Now 12 is somewhere over here and 20 may be somewhere over here, okay. HCF of 12 and 20 is that number, okay. Okay, HCF of of 12 and 20 is that number, okay, which when you are standing at 0 on a number line, okay. So for example, okay, let me rephrase it, okay. If I am standing on a number line at 0, okay, I jump one step. So first step would be here, second step would be here, third step would be here. Eventually I'll also land on 12 and slowly by taking one step, I would also jump on 20. So 1 is a factor, okay. Similarly, I can say if I jump 2 steps from here, so the first jump if I take 2 steps, I land here, correct. Then I'll land on 4. Slowly I'll also land on 12, then I'll land on 14, then on 16, 18 and 20. So basically if I take 2 jumps, I'll land on both 12 and 20, right. So 2 is also a common factor. Now what is the maximum jump can I take and land on both 12 and 20 is what the HCF is. Now, when we calculated, it is 4, correct? So, if I jump 4 steps, I'll eventually land on 4, then 8, then 12, then 16 and then 20, correct? So, that is what an HCF means. You jump 4. Beyond 4, if I take 5 steps, you may land on one but not on the other. Let's say if I take 5 steps, if I jump 5 steps each time, so 5, 10, 15, I am not landing on 12 here, but I land definitely on 20, right? If I take 6, I'll go 6, then 12, I'll land on 12, but I'll not land on 20, right? So, HCF is the 4, is the highest number that I can jump each time and land on both of them, okay, and not missing any of them. That is the HCF. Now, what is an LCM in that case, you would ask, right? Now, instead of me jumping each of this like 12 and 20, there are two people. Just imagine that there are two people. One is jumping 12 steps at a time, another is jumping 20 steps at a time. Okay. Is there a number on which both of them would land? Correct. Now, if I'm standing on 0, I jump 12 steps, I'm here. Okay. Then I jump on 24. Right. Then I jump on 36. Correct. Then I jump on 48 and then I jump on 60. Okay. After 5 jumps, I land on 60. Similarly, the second person starts at 0, jumps on 20, then 40, then 60. And 60 is also the first place wherein they both meet. They reached 60 using different number of jumps. Okay. One landed in 5 jumps, other landed only in 3 jumps. But they both of them met at 60 for the first time. Now that is LCM. Correct. So, think about it. You need to understand this. Just merely calculating HCF and LCM is not going to help you much if you don't understand what they really mean and whether you should use this concept in solving some problem. You know, they'll ask you something and you should be able to understand that what he's asking or what she is asking is actually the HCF or the LCM I need to calculate. Okay. All right, good guys. It was great. Please subscribe to our channel. Like this video if you really liked it. Click the bell icon and I'm sure you'll get notified whenever we upload a new video, and please share it with your friends. Thank you. God bless and keep studying. Bye bye.